Hen
and Lon.
and welcome to our first episode of
Chop it up, chop it up.
Hey,
Chop it up, chop it up, y'all.
guys, so welcome to our first episode of Chop It Up, y'all. If you don't know, Chop It Up is where we take your issues, your problems, all your questions, and you shoot it to us in an email, and then we get on video and we chop up the situation.
Yes, and we already have gotten so many emails. It is just insane.
It's wild.
We are just so thankful for the response rate that we're getting. And we just want to put out a disclaimer real quick before we get started that we are in no way telling you what to do in this situation. We're just telling you how we'll react, how we would respond. And, you know, if you guys were our friends and our family, we're going to talk to you just like you're our friends and our family. So we're going to keep it 100 and we're going to be completely honest with y'all. So another thing is, guys, we make it our business to barely read the emails when you guys submit them. We read them enough to know which one we want to pick, but we try not to have preconceived thoughts about what it is that we're discussing, because when we're talking to you guys, we want this to be like one of our first reactions. So what you getting right now is going to be real and raw.
And y'all know we like to keep it real. That's just how we run the channel.
Yeah, so hop into the first one, Gabe.
So the first question reads like this. So first, let me say I love y'all. Y'all are my cousins, okay? Well, Lon is, and Hen is married into the fame. Try to slight me. Laugh out loud. But I'm, in all seriousness, I'm going to cut straight to the chase. So just had a big argument with my boyfriend of 5 years. 6 years will be this May. So today, I was out shopping for him. I just went and got him 3 Ralph Lauren polos, 4 Nike shirts, matching gym shorts with some new Air Forces. Okay. Dang, that's like Christmas. Now I'm listing this to say this wasn't cheap. So I'm annoyed I spent all this daggone money and he pissed me off today. Mm-hmm. So we talking while he's on break, shooting hoops at work. He asked me, wait a minute, shooting hoops at work? You can shoot hoops at work?
He might be on break, I don't know.
Oh, all right. He asked me where was I? I told him at the mall. Okay, so we end the conversation. He texts me, oh, I didn't know you were at the outlet. Laugh out loud. At this point, I'm like, OMG, this freaking lady at Ralph Lauren then emailed him the darn receipt after I told her no email. Okay. So I asked him, how do you know? He ain't respond. So I politely copied and pasted it. He tried to change the subject, so I asked one last time. Put his name at the end of the text, and I said, how do you know I was out here, Bob? He said, the car GPS, but you already knew that. The car came with the GPS, y'all. She said, I was so annoyed at the point, I was so annoyed at that point. Like, 1, I just told you where I was. 2, if you didn't hear me, you could have asked to repeat it. 3, why are you openly just checking the GPS on the car as if you don't trust me? We're going to dig into that. I told him I'd speak to him at 5:30 when he's home. Of course, he called and I told him, Bob, I will speak to you at home. I really just need to calm down. He tried speaking, but I said, I'm hanging up, and I did that. So fast forward to 6:15 p.m., I let him come home, shower, get comfy before I start this convo. He does all of that. I said, so you want to explain to me why you tracking me? Man, it led to a whole nother issue. So come to find out, he's hesitant about getting married. Apparently, it's been incidents to where he want to go get the ring, but I messed it up. So at this point, I'm rolling my eyes and this crap going in one ear, out the other. How you going to tell me you could have almost was about to get a ring? Dang, bro, you messed up. We already had this combo before. He knows I'm not waiting much longer for any proposal or marriage. It's been 5 years. What more do I have to prove that I'm wife worthy? He's like, look at your attitude. How am I supposed to be with someone who's always angry? I said, always? He's like, yeah, look at you. Need to remind y'all, we barely argue like tonight. Tonight was an argument, but anything else we may disagree and go on about our day. But it's like he wants me to be 1,000% perfect. Y'all, all this daggone typing, I feel like I'm all over the place. But I had a severe breakdown tonight. I'm just tired of waiting for marriage, then for you to track me and act like it's no problem and tell me I could have got the ring back XYZ. Y'all, I don't know what to say. I'm so irritated right now, y'all. I don't even know what I'm asking. I just needed to vent. We barely argue, and just to add, we both want marriage. We always have wanted marriage and kids. And now, and I know we will, but when? Because I don't think I can go any longer past the 6-year mark. I just can't. And I feel like if I tell him that, it'll be like I'm forcing him. Can't wait to hear y'all response. Now, mind y'all, we had to chop that up a little bit because it was longer than that. So we tried to get to the root of it so that we can dig in.
You got the tracking her boyfriend was tracking her on the GPS, on the car GPS. He is throwing in her face that, he could have gotten a ring, but he hasn't, amongst other things, one being her attitude. And they've been together for 5 going on 6 years, right? That's pretty much everything, right? So let's address the GPS tracking on the car. I am completely against that. Like, even if the car has the GPS on it, why are you, like, clearly she forgot about it because she doesn't use it. They probably don't use it. But the fact that he was so, like, I guess openly ready to go ahead and just check the GPS on the car when he had already asked her where she was,
But I don't understand. So for me, I don't understand what is different from the mall versus the outlet.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you thought in my face that I didn't know you was at the outlet. And I told you I was at the mall. What's the difference?
Yeah, so maybe
I'm not understanding. Like, he was trying to catch you or something.
Yeah, maybe I was thinking when she said that, part of me was thinking, like, when he asked her, or when he asked you, because we're talking to you, when he asked you where you were via text, did it take you a long time to respond? Like, did you go hours without responding? Because I'm not understanding. If you text right back in a reasonable amount of time, what would prompt him to just go and check the car GPS instead of just waiting on your response? That's like a trust issue to me.
Was he mad that you was out spending money? Like,
he didn't know where she was.
Well, she told him the mall.
Well, that's what he said.
He said, "Oh, I didn't know you were at the outlet." Laugh out loud.
Right. So my point is.
But did she take that?
What?
I don't know. Was that he said laugh out loud?
What do you mean laugh out loud? What are we laughing about?
I'm just saying, like, oh, I didn't know you was at the outlet.
But why would you tell me? No, you're trying to one up me because what I told you is I was at the mall. So instead of you just taking, instead of you just taking what I'm saying for face value, you basically rebuttal what I'm saying by saying, "Oh, I didn't know that you was at an outlet," trying to make a point that the outlet is different from the mall when it's all basically the same thing.
I agree. I mean, it seemed like there's some trust issues.
Yeah, that's what I'm
He
trying
obviously don't believe you when you say that you at the mall, so he got to pull the GPS
and
to
say,
see
"Oh,
where
he was at." See, I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I don't know if he pulled it after she said she was at the mall.
Well, she said they were talking while he's on break, shooting hoops at work. He asked me where I was, so I don't know if he had already checked.
That's what I'm saying.
But he asked me where I was. I told him at the mall.
Right. That's my point.
He texted me. We end the conversation. He texts me, "Oh, I didn't know you were at the outlet." That tells me that
he checked after.
So
Dang,
he was trying to.
Yo, he checked after. He checked after.
He didn't believe
so that's
what
trust.
You were saying.
That's trust right there. He didn't believe.
Let's go into the next piece.
Yeah. So then the next piece was they got home. They started getting into an argument.
Now
and
wait,
what?
Sis messed up because when he tried to call you, you shouldn't have dismissed him like that.
Yeah.
And told him that you feel me.
She was hanging up.
I'm hanging up. Don't hang up on me. That's gonna make the conversation even crazier when we get to chopping it up.
And then I just think that, there are so many different ways that you can end the call instead of hanging up, because how you ended that will set the tone for the conversation that you guys were going to have when he got off work.
Because he's probably, at this point, he's boiling now, because even if he wasn't in the right, he thinks he's in the right. He thinks he's justified in doing whatever he's doing. And then you add that on top. In his mind, he like, see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This you know what I'm saying? She don't even be geeking.
Right.
So,
even though he wasn't right to begin with.
Even though he wasn't right.
So then moving on, they got home. They started arguing about the GPS tracker situation. And this brings into a whole nother argument about why he haven't gotten the ring.
Now this is where we got to really dig in.
This is what I was most shocked about. It's like people show their true colors. When people show you who they are, believe them. So for y'all to be arguing about something completely different, completely left, and then he brings up the reason why he hasn't got you a ring and that he was going to buy you a ring and da-da-da. I don't want to hear all that shoulda, coulda, woulda. Don't try to throw in my face that you was going to do this, that, and the third because you haven't done it. So I just feel like that's just ignorant and just completely rude and out of pocket for him to bring that up.
Let me tell you.
And then, hold on, and then my next point was that I feel like if he was going to get you the ring, he would have got it. Don't waste your breath telling me what you should have did. He hasn't done it, so I don't think he will.
You ain't playing, huh?
Yeah, because that was just
Let me tell y'all one thing I learned about Lon is when you in a conversation or an argument about something, stay on topic. Don't bring in no type of other situations that don't have nothing to do with what we talking about. The original issue was the GPS being pulled. Now, the brother pulled up the other issue because it was convenient as a deflection mechanism that could be used to bring all the blame shifted back on you as to why he's doing about what he's doing. At the end of the day, bruh, if you want to get the ring, you're going to get the ring. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, I got the ring well in advance before I actually did the deed or whatever. So when you know that you want to do it, you might have some type of, you know what I'm saying, you might be scared and all of that, but that's why you take that time to get over all of those different things. But to say that, see, this is why I haven't gotten the ring, that's a bigger issue than the fact that he feels comfortable to throw that in your face. Like, that's petty. Yeah. Especially if he knows that's something that you really want. Right. And if it was something that he really wanted, he wouldn't be throwing it back in your face because then it's like you throwing it in your own face because you want to marry her too. So it's like, see, that's what. He should not have the complete power to say when and if we get married. You got to say yes too. Yeah. So, bro, don't think you about to just get down on one knee and just, you know what I'm saying, it's about to be cake because you treat me however you want to treat me. Right. You got to come correct, but you got to expect that out of him too and not just say he wants marriage too. But because based how he acting, that's not what it's saying.
I feel like from the female perspective, that would give me red flags on if and when he will ever propose, you know, because for him to just throw that in your face like that doesn't make any sense to me. And I feel like for that to come up in the midst of a conversation when y'all weren't even talking about that tells me like his true feelings, that he was just like waiting for an outlet. That's just my opinion.
But then you also got to understand your age, you know, and how old you guys are, because that depends on things too. I know we put time limits on when marriage is supposed to happen, but truly it has to do with your maturity and where you are mentally in that space. And depending on how old you guys are, you've been together for a certain amount of time, but say for instance if you're 18 and you going from 18 to 24, in that time period you're also learning how to become an adult. You're learning about responsibility. You're just learning really about how to maneuver on your own when it comes to relationships, and putting that on top of the stress of getting married and thinking family and financial and all of that can be stressful. So I know for me and Lon, we were a little older, maybe not as old as we wanted to be, but we was a little older, so we had kind of gone through that maturity cycle. So the marriage piece, it wasn't like, oh, we learning how to be an adult and we learning how to be married together. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, everybody's relationship is different, so I can't even put an age on it, but definitely if you've been dating this guy since like high school and you're only like 22, 23 or something like that, and you're not willing to wait to the 6th year, that's different than meeting this guy at 25 and you guys are going on 31, because your level, your mindset is just going to be completely different at those ages. So take that into consideration as well. But I'm a firm believer that when a guy knows that he wants to marry you, he knows, and it's not going to be a bunch of different things that's going to hold him back from doing that if that is his ultimate goal. For him to say that your attitude and this, that, and the third, sir, you met me with this attitude, okay? And you can't try to change somebody and mold them into who you want them to be before you propose, because it's unrealistic. And if he could propose when everything is good, and then that attitude comes back out, and then what you gonna do? You gonna call off the engagement because I have an attitude? So I just definitely think you guys should really just have a talk and be realistic, put everything out on the table, and really see where his head is at.
What I would say is I would get a marriage counselor or a pre-marriage counselor to kind of.
Why are you getting a marriage counselor?
Cause
He
before
hasn't
marriage,
even
you
bought
should.
a ring yet.
Y'all might need to go to counseling for
But
your
I
relationship.
don't know. It should be marital counseling.
Premarital counseling. You can go to premarital counseling. That's what you're
For
supposed to do
somebody
to
who's
see
not even
if
engaged.
you're supposed to do it before you engage, before you make that decision. So
But
you
he's
can
not
see.
there mentally. So what am
Right.
I taking him to?
Right, but if she's there mentally,
Nah.
if she's there, let me
You
finish.
wanna
Did I jump in on? Did I jump in on yours?
I mean, this is chopping up. We chopping. I'm trying to understand.
All right,
where
well, I'm
he's
gonna need you to
coming
chop it
from.
down for a second.
Not chop it.
So here's what I'm saying. You want to make the event. And I kind of lost my train of thought because Lauren is jumping in on me.
You said, let me help you.
No, you don't need to help me.
Go to premarital counseling.
So what I'm saying is, you need to understand to make sure that you guys are dealing with all of the issues that you have. Because the reason I'm saying this is because when you transition your mind to marriage, I think for a guy, you go through every type of scenario, and it can cause you to potentially get scared, right? That doesn't necessarily mean you don't want to move forward with the individual. It could mean that you don't know how to handle that fear, and you got to figure out how to maneuver through that fear because you might be afraid of what you've seen
right.
from other relationships, but that does not mean that's what you're going to experience in your own relationship. So I think that counseling will kind of help bring y'all together.
But counseling or premarital counseling, that's what I'm stuck on.
If you ain't married, it's before marriage counseling.
Henry, but marriage counseling
is different than
also premarital. They call it the same. All I'm saying is,
that's all I'm saying.
Where do you want them
marriage.
to go seek premarital counseling for a guy?
She stated that they both want
but
marriage.
clearly he's not mature enough to handle
that's
that.
Great.
I agree with everything that Henry said.
Let me finish.
But all I'm saying is just maybe general counseling.
Okay, it's the same thing.
No, it's not.
Marriage.
No, it's not, because I'm going into counseling and I'm saying in the long run, our goal is to be married.
Right.
We are not engaged. My fiance, my boyfriend has not bought a ring.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't thinking about that right now. So what am I dragging him in front of a pastor or whomever to do premarital counseling for? That's the furthest thing from his mind. But I think that the regular counseling, these are our goals, but these are the issues that we want to work through. Then when he put a ring on it, then you can take me to premarital counseling. But
I'm looking at it as
I'm not going to keep giving you the cow to get them up for free.
Take the marital out. Just take the marital out. It's the same thing.
No, but I think
same type of counseling.
No, I don't think that. Comment down below. I mean, there are premarital counselors and there are regular counselors. I do not think they should seek out a premarital counselor.
You don't even know what they specialize in.
There are people who
What I'm saying
in.
is the premarital counselors that I'm referring to are those who have that conversation with you guys for you guys to determine if this is something that you want to do. Then there's premarital counselors that once you've made that decision, they will take you on the steps of how to be the best husband, to be the best wife. That's not what I'm referring to. So secondly, this is what you need to have a conversation with him to kind of understand the basis for what he's bringing up, right? Because there's more to it than what he's saying.
I agree.
So the fact that you can bring that up in an argument, we need to sit down and have face-to-face conversation on what that actually means. And I'm letting you know that this is what I'm willing to do.
Right.
You need to let me know what you're willing to do, because at the end of the day, I'm not worried about pressuring you. But I'm just letting you know you won't be playing with me moving forward.
Okay.
And you got to have that conversation. You got to hold your ground. Then you got to be clear with yourself, with whatever the response is, right? And you got to understand that, hey, this ain't gonna work, or this is gonna work.
Right.
Don't be dumb to the reality.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if it's happening now, it's gonna happen 10 times worse when you're married.
Right.
So resolve it, fix it now, or figure it out, understand it, move on, or you gotta be ready to walk away from that.
That wraps up this Chop It Up.
I think we dug into
it got a little deep in here. But that wraps up this Chop It Up. I hope that you guys enjoyed our very first episode. There are so many more to come, guys. You thought that this was explosive.
We had to make a whole folder for this.
I know. You thought that this was explosive. The ones that are still in our inbox are so crazy. Just tune in every Friday at 7 p.m.
We appreciate you guys being here. If you like the video, click the like button. Make sure if you're not subscribed, subscribe right now. And then this is what I need y'all to do. We don't always ask y'all to do this. This is our first video, so share this. I want y'all to copy the link, put it in your group chat, send it to your family, Facebook, Instagram, post it, tag us. We're gonna shout y'all out next time if y'all repost this and share this and y'all tag us. So we appreciate everything that you guys are doing. We love y'all, HL fam. And check us out next week, Friday, 7 p.m. for the next episode of Chop It Up. Chop it up.
Hey, chop it up. Chop it up, y'all. We out of here, HL fam. Peace.